Welcome back, Fritzy.
This is what, episode 6?
5, I
5?
think. Because I was here for 2, and then you did 2 without me.
Oh, okay. So 5.
And I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back full time, baby. Never leaving again.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I'll never leave again, I swear. I just got to go get a pack of cigarettes, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, this is Podcast Hero. We did no planning whatsoever for this episode. I didn't send you any information.
No, but I made up my own information and I brought it.
Good. I wrote notes for episode 3. We already did that. Well, we didn't really do that.
Well, that was the episode you did on your own. You did a fantastic job in my absence, by the way.
I think these notes still apply because I didn't ask you any of these things. So good. Okay. I have notes.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Great.
I would like to go on to say that everything Cornman said was incorrect.
Oh, yeah.
I know Cornman was worried that he was going to misspeak. He misspoke frequently. No, I'm kidding. I was fucking on a plane for the most part listening to that, and I hadn't slept in 2 days, so I didn't really register a whole lot of what happened. But it seemed like it was good.
Yeah. He had he told me ahead of time. He said, I have a very specific take on Pacific Myth, and I want to talk about it. And so that's what we did.
Yeah.
So we just talked about it.
He had a very specific erection for Pacific Myth.
Yeah.
Pacific Myth.
No,
I was in a somewhat bewildered state while experiencing that due to my extended travel.
We did, I think that episode, though, we had a lot of people post that episode, join the Discord.
Well, fuck yeah.
There was a ton of people. So
yeah.
Good on Cornman. We got a whole bunch of new folks.
Anyone who's listening to this fucking shit, and I met a bunch of them in Australia. A lot of people came up to me in Australia and was like, yo, I'm listening to the fucking podcast. And I was like, swag.
That's awesome.
So yeah, anyone who's fucking listening right now, join the Discord because you can ask us questions in the Discord. I don't know where the link is to the Discord. You were telling people it was in my.
It's in the notes. Well, it's in when we post the podcast. I post a link. So in the show notes, you can get right to it.
That's so easy.
Yeah,
too easy.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's also thanks to Cornman. He set up a special thing.
He's so fucking horny for good stuff,
right?
He's horny for administrative work.
Yeah. He'd be really good at running an HOA.
Yeah. House of Blues?
Oh. No.
Is that what it was?
HOA. A homeowners association.
I was close.
Right? Yeah.
Was I close? How
it was a house of something.
HOA, HOB, I was just a letter off.
That's right.
House of Blues.
That's how the alphabet works too.
Yeah. Close. Really close. Listen, all I've been thinking about in my entire absence is podcasts. I'm going to make a podcast for everything I like.
In your whole life?
Everything I like, yeah.
You're just going to be a podcast guy.
Yeah. I'm going to get to the point where it's like I just have all I do all the time is podcasts and nobody listens and it's just fucking it for me.
You'll have your own podcast network. You're the host of 20 different podcasts on 20 different topics.
Yeah. I'm the first one right out the gates is HK and I are going to talk about Star Trek.
That's awesome. I'm supposed to ask you about a Star Trek thing, but I'm going to save it.
All right, save it. Do you want to launch into the Australian tour and talk about tour?
Yes, we have to talk about that. Because that's like the big thing that happened.
Yeah, it happened to me.
It did.
It was fucking awesome, man. I had a really good time. Pop quiz. What is the capital of Australia?
Isn't it Canberra?
How the fuck did you know that? There's nothing there. It's a piece of shit. That was one of the worst days of a delightful tour. It was a good show. Met nice people there, but it's a fucking car dealership parking lot. It's a fucking horrible place. I had chicken and French fries there that made me feel sick for 2 days.
Oh no.
And they got Kmart still.
They still have Kmart?
They still have Kmart all around that country, but primarily in Canberra.
We are where Kmart started. Well, I'm from Michigan, where Kmart started, and we don't have Kmart.
Honestly, Kmart is so shitty that I thought it had to be a Canadian thing.
No, nah.
We saw it. We saw it down in the fucking lower levels of the mall in Canberra, and I was like, "Holy shit, we got to go in this Kmart, H." And we did. We walked in for 2 seconds. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's just a department store."
Yeah,
And it fucking sucks.
yeah, it's bad. Kmart is bad. So what else do they have in Canberra?
Nothing, dude. Nothing. Car dealerships, one venue. I mean, they might have more than one venue. I saw some like teenagers doing some drugs that I don't know what the drugs were. You know what I mean?
Like it wasn't meth?
No, they were. I mean, maybe it was meth. I don't know. I've only done a bunch of meth. No,
It's what the drugs that the kids are doing these days is the stuff that makes you like want to eat somebody's face. Bath
yeah.
salts. Bath
Oh,
salts.
bath salts.
That's what all the
that's
kids do these days, I'm pretty sure.
okay. But they were like breaking up little pieces of paper. They were just like ripping up these weird little pieces of paper, and they were laying them out in like lines. I mean, maybe they weren't doing drugs, but they were for sure doing drugs. You know, like they were in a bus stop, and I heard the guy be like, "Fuck, I wish you brought your iPad so we had somewhere to put this," because they're just like laying it out on their leg. And they're just like, and they got like oddly quiet when we walked by. I was like, "Yeah, they're doing drugs."
Yeah.
But and they were like staring a cigarette butt, like it was really small.
Oh, I bet they were like tearing up bits of a fentanyl patch.
Maybe that. Oh, I mean, it could be any kind of paint patch, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that day was kind of shot.
Well, yeah, when they started sticking all the fentanyl patches on you, you're done for the day. You're gonna go lay down for a while.
Yeah. But I mean, outside of that, it was cool. The venue was cool. It had this like huge patio. It was like super fucking punk rock. It had this.
That's usually what I equate with punk rock is patios, huge patios.
Yeah, patios and conversation. But I mean,
external fireplace, like an outdoor kitchen.
The venue like stunk to shit, like smelled like piss, like straight up piss, which that's punk as fuck.
Yes. Oh yes.
Very small corner stage. Lot of fun actually. I met a guy there named Viet. That was his name.
Okay.
He was really excited to see us play, and he wanted to hear Limb from Limb.
Was that on the set list?
It was, yeah.
Oh well, then lucky him.
This one goes out to Viet.
Oh, nice.
They had a claw machine in the other room that had fucking vibrators and dildos in it.
That's pretty punk rock.
Yeah, and it just said like chocolate dream. I might be conflating this with the Newcastle show, but I don't think I am. It's really hard to say. But yeah, that's so because Newcastle is kind of a dump too.
Did you at least like see like the seat of government? Like, did you in Canberra? Did you get to see like their big like government buildings and stuff, or is it just like is Australia just run like from like a 2-story apartment building?
Maybe
Probably.
It might be run. It might be somewhere in the mall.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, so whatever. You know, we spent most of our time in Sydney. Sydney's cool as fuck. Plini took us out for dinner at one point. Ew. He's
Was
not,
it?
he's a nice fella, you know.
Was the food good?
Yeah, I had like a weird wagyu beef sashimi.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it cost Plini a lot.
Now, I don't know much about Pliny
Okay, you
because,
want to learn?
because as you know, I don't like music. I don't care for it. I think
Yeah,
it's
I agree. I
not
agree.
great. So when it comes to like knowing artists and the music and things about them, I don't care to learn
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, yeah,
So, Pliny is a dude.
yeah.
Uh, Pliny is also the name of the dude's band, or is it
Yeah.
just him? Does he have a
Uh,
band, or does he just
he had.
stand there and play by himself?
I mean, he has band for sure.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
There
but
are other people on the stage with Pliny.
yeah, I
Okay.
think they're all fucking awesome. Honestly, one of the best musicians, the assembly of musicians that I've ever had the honor of playing with. Fucking absolutely nutty guys, absolutely nutty. And I'm gonna go through them. I'm gonna tell you an interesting thing about each and every one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So first we have Pliny himself. We'll start with
Yes.
him.
Okay.
It- Constantly disheveled looking hair, but it somehow suits him very well. Like he looks like a slob, you know what I mean? But fuck, it works so well for him, and you
Okay.
can tell that it's maybe intentional, you
Well,
know?
yeah.
Because if I went out looking like that, people would say, "This boy needs a bath." But I look at Pliny and I
Oh.
go, "No, no, he's perfectly bathed.
Yeah.
He's he's mathematically disheveled. Eh,
I'm looking at his photographs.
He looks like he doesn't give a fuck, and he seems like he doesn't give a fuck. And I think
Well, probably
I don't
because
know
he only cares about being sick at guitar.
that. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think he really even cares about that, to be honest.
He
That's part of the reason why I like him so
he
much. He
looks
doesn't care about fucking anything.
he looks as if he has bedhead.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
it's shred head.
No, there you go.
Okay, now I'd like to talk about their drummer, Chris.
Okay, Chris.
I think you'd like him because he grows a really nice mustache.
Oh, good. Good on him.
Uh, yeah, he like just a fucking ridiculous drummer, ridiculous. But here's something that you might like about him. He plays in another band that is a cover band that only covers the first 4 soundtracks to the Tony Hawk games.
That's their thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty. It's very specific, and I like how specific it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Tony Hawk sang with them. Like
That's
at one
pretty
yeah, like
cool.
they're the Tony
They're the
Hawk. They're the
preeminent,
premier
yeah, Tony Hawk. Yeah. Okay.
cover band, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Pro Skater. It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right? One,
yeah,
two,
yeah.
three, and four.
I never played any of the games.
Me either.
I listened to the music, but I never played the games. I don't play games.
No,
I'm all about
you're very serious. You are a very
I'm right
serious gentleman.
I'm right to the point
Yeah,
with
that's
all
right.
the things I do.
That's correct.
Okay, moving on to let's see. Where do we go next? Simon.
Simon, so what does he play?
He's a bass player.
He plays the bass, a
Yeah.
tone guitar phone.
Yeah, he also mixed our record.
Oh,
Yeah, he mixed Palimpsest.
nice.
That's not that interesting. His hair used to be a lot higher. I feel like he's growing up. He used to look like Wayne Static,
Okay.
but but alive. Uh,
Ouch.
he he's quiet. He's reserved. But I almost saw him catch a bird. We were just sitting on some
Just
stairs.
say it out, and you just went.
Yeah, he just reached up and just about caught a fucking pigeon that was flying by, and I was like, "My God, you almost caught that bird, Simon!" And he was like, "Yeah," and I had to hold back a little so that I didn't catch the bird. So I think you can ascertain from that information that he's got reflexes of a cat.
Well, and also experience. Like knowing exactly how much effort not to put in to catch a bird means you've caught many, many birds.
Yeah, too many birds. Too many birds.
I don't want to see his house. It's
Yeah, moving on.
probably just full of birds.
We got Jake. Jake's the next guy. He's the guitarist. He's fucked on the guitar. He's fucked on the guitar. It's a silly thing. I watch him. This guy is a delightful duality of character like you'd never fucking believe. Like first few conversations I had with him, he was very quiet, very reserved. He's a Colorado Avalanche fan, which I mean, in Australia, you don't find too many hockey fans. I found all of them, I think.
Are they
I
all
fucking-
Avs fans?
Some of them, for sure.
that's terrible.
A good chunk of them. I found a guy in fucking Canberra that had a Toronto Maple Leafs tattoo.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it was sick. But yeah, so like we had a quiet, polite conversation about hockey, and sort of like it was very reserved and calm. And then 2 minutes later, he's like down playing pool and fucking screaming his guts out and putting Russell Allen's fucking solo record on.
Okay.
Duality of character that it's just fucking beautiful. And finally, there's their keyboard player, Dave the Tickler.
Is that his middle name is and his last name is Tickler? Dave Tickler?
Well, we nicknamed him that pretty early on, and I gotta say, he didn't love it.
He goes like this?
Yeah. Because he tickles the ivories. We started calling him Tickler, or the Tickle Hunk, if you're familiar with Mr. Dress Up, the Tickle Trunk. But I decided to tell him on the last day, I said, Dave, I hope you don't mind, but we've nicknamed you affectionately the Tickler. And he said, oh, I don't mind so much. And I also told him HK and I were wearing matching Judas Priest shirts that day. And I said, we also started a gang called the Altar Boys on account of our matching Judas Priest shirts. And I said, so if you wanted to start a band called the Tickler and the Altar Boys, we'd be interested in that. And he straight up looked me in the face and said, fuck off over there right now. And he just told me to fuck off.
Yeah.
And he was right to do so.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Now, are all of these? I know Plini's from Australia.
Yeah.
Is the rest of his band from Australia? Are they all Australian?
No. Tickler for sure is from the UK. I think Chris is from the UK as well.
But
Jake,
all of them had accents.
Oh yeah, wacky ass accents.
And you couldn't
Fritzy,
understand.
You wouldn't fucking believe them, buddy.
I probably wouldn't be able to understand a word they said.
I feel like my accent stuck out like a sore thumb over there, and I fucking exaggerated the shit out of it at all times because I could see people reacting strangely to it. Like I was quoting red, green, and stuff.
It's like going real hard.
Yeah. Oh,
real hard into the Canadian. My mom admonished me the other night. She said, I think you're spending too much time with your Canadian friends because your accent is starting to change a little bit.
No. You're from Michigan, yeah?
Yeah.
It's close enough.
That's close, but it's not the same.
You guys are fucking beer and cheese.
Yeah.
And the beer and cheese flavor your voice. Okay? That's how you end up speaking the way you do. You eat too much fucking cheese curd and too many fucking Molsons, and you end up fucking talking like this.
That is it, right? It's the vocal cords are now coated like there's cheese in the flaps.
Yeah.
In the folds.
It makes you speak funny.
Yeah.
So you can tell your mom, why don't you go fucking suck on a cheese curd? Don't say that to your mom.
I'm going to. I'm going to tell her. I'm going to call her after we're done. Tell her.
You say,
Rody told me to tell you to suck on a cheese curd.
Go suck
on some curds, Mom.
You fucking curd sucking ma. Someone I met in Australia told me they were listening to the podcast and they didn't understand the fucking slang we were using.
What slang?
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
use slang.
stuff like I just sort of thought maybe it was stuff like curd sucker.
Yeah, maybe. But
You mother curd sucker.
we don't use slang. We don't have slang terms. North
Yeah.
America is not known for slang at all
No.
or sarcasm.
What?
We don't have sarcasm in North America either.
For real?
We don't know how to lie.
Are you for real right now?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yes.
get that out of your nose, whatever it is.
It's an entire piece of paper towel.
Oh.
That's how disgusting what was about to come out of my nose was. I needed an entire sheet.
That must have felt terrible.
It's now completely drenched and dripping.
Your nose is several shades redder than when you did it initially.
Yeah. My nose is also 94% of my face. It's just...
It's significant,
Yeah.
for sure. But if it was 94% of your face...
Look, people, it's a podcast. Nobody can see.
I'm putting the video up on YouTube each
Well,
week.
you try.
I succeed
Oh, well.
in doing so.
Fine. I have more questions about Australia.
Hit me.
How many times did you get bitten by a snake?
0.
No snake bites.
I got kissed by a Jake.
How many times did you get bit by B, a dog-sized spider?
Like a huntsman spider?
Yeah, like one, you know what I mean. Those kind that just like walk a knock on the front door and like, yeah, let me in now, please. Yeah.
Yeah, no, 0 times. 0 times.
How many times did you get bit by C, a bat the size of a golf cart?
Now, I didn't get bit by any of those, but I genuinely saw, not the size of a golf cart, Fritzy. Excuse me. I saw, when we were in Newcastle, H and I were walking down the street at about dusk and going, holy fuck, those are big birds up there. And you looked up and they're bats, right? And they're probably about a 3-foot wingspan on them. They call them flying foxes because it looks like just like a fox with wings. And there was hundreds of them. The trees looked like they were fucking moving.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
But they eat fruit. They're not carnivores. I almost called them carnivorous. They're not carnivorous. They keep their wings in the wintertime.
I want that to be a thing. I want there to be a species of bats that like molt their wings seasonally, but then other species of bats that keep their wings all year round.
Of course. I love this time of year when the bat's wings change colors. Beautiful hue.
Did you get to hold a koala bear?
No, dude. And I got it was Ben's first time in Australia. And I felt so bad, like, because the Lone Pine Animal Sanctuary is where we usually go. It's in Brisbane. We didn't spend a lot of time there, but we were in Sydney for a lot. And one day Ben was like, I got to go do this. I want to see all these animals. And we're like, fuck yeah, let's go, man. And we went to the, like, Sydney Zoo, which I don't know. I don't feel super strongly about zoos. I do feel strongly about them. I feel strongly opposed to them.
Right.
But regardless, we went and like we paid for tickets, and then you paid like extra for a picture near a koala, and it was just like so bad. Like Ben was happy, and that's all that I need in my heart.
Right.
But like just knowing that you can go to a place and like hold them a little bit and get a picture, and like paid a bunch of money to just like be sort of like standing there beside this koala.
Like go photobomb this koala that's like just hanging out. Like, I've been doing this for 15 years.
The koala was genuinely the most miserable looking fuck I've ever seen in my life. Like, you know, when you fall asleep on a plane and you just like kind of have that like posture of,
and you just, all you want, like, I'm sure he's just in his head like, okay, when's my next break? Somebody bring me a cigarette.
Yeah. Somebody bring me a little spot of eucalyptus.
Yeah. So I guess that means then that you didn't get to get inside a kangaroo's pouch.
No, I tried.
You did?
No, I didn't try, but I'd like to try. I'd like to try it. That's so bad.
There was a story about it's a small primate at a zoo that had been living in isolation for 2 years that got pregnant.
With a koala baby?
No, well, they don't. They were like really mystified. Like, how did this? It has come in contact with no other member of its species, whatever.
Oh,
And they finally, when it had the baby, they did DNA testing, and then they like did DNA testing of like a bunch of other animals in the zoo,
yeah.
and they figured out that the father of the baby little monkey thing um, was in the enclosure next to it, and they mated through a 3 centimeter gap in a steel plate, dividing their two enclosures.
Was it just kind of like, you open up and I'll spray?
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. Like,
That is fucking foul. Those words
came out of your
shoot out of
mouth.
my mouth like fucking. Hold it open, I'll fucking shoot.
Like a
Oh, good
3 millimeter gap in a metal plate.
That's fucking brutal,
There you
man.
go.
I don't like that.
No. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to ensure the bloodline lives on.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm sad that you didn't get to get inside a koala.
Yeah, I'm picturing one of those creatures as Cam. And I'll tell you, it's not the one that's shooting. And he's just like claiming that he's spread open and going, but he's really just trying to moisturize that bald head.
Right? Just I need something. It's so dry.
Shoot, I'm ready.
So dry.
Yeah,
that
Cam.
Oh my god. I had a dream the other night actually that involved Cam. Not in a weird way.
Oh.
But
if Cam's in it, it's weird.
Well, no, it was just like we were talking about something, you and me, and then you were like, "Well, Cam's back. He was gone for a long time, but now Cam's back." And I was like,
Yeah.
"He's back to what?" And you're like, like back. He's just here.
Yeah, just living above the Subway sandwich shop again.
Pretty much. It was that was it.
Cam lives directly above a Subway sandwich place. And when he shows up anywhere, he smells of Subway bread.
Yeah.
Like his entire suitcase smells like fucking Subway.
Why does he live on top of us? Does he please tell me he eats Subway sandwiches?
Oh, fuck. Nothing in this world could stop Cam from eating Subway sandwiches.
Is that why he picked to live above that Subway sandwich shop?
I would be assuming to say, but yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. We'll have him on. We should have him on the podcast. We should
have him. For sure, we should absolutely have him.
Get him to answer that question.
Yeah.
And then also give the exact location of that Subway sandwiches.
Yeah.
He will.
He's never there.
He is never there. He's always out.
Every time I look at Instagram, he's somewhere in Europe. Doing something.
He's just in Europe.
He's always celebrating, I don't know, some big achievement of some kind.
He's doing big things, and I'm proud of that fuck, man.
Yep.
Because he's the funniest. He's the funniest fuck. He's the funniest little fuck. I don't know why I'm calling him little, because he's not little. He's a big man. He's a big boxy man.
So tell me about your other shows. You told me about like one show.
Yeah, so the Sydney show, first of all, it was like hot and like not a cool hot.
It's summertime.
But it's like really high humidity in Sydney. So we get into the first venue. And the main area, like the bar, and there's like another little venue. They're air conditioned and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, Fritzy. You'd love it. It's so nice, so nice. But then you get into the big room where we're gonna play that night, and there's none. There's no air conditioning.
Open a window.
There's no windows. There's no windows, Fritzy. There's no windows in Australia. They don't believe in them because of the spiders. That's how the bats get in. But so I was kind of tripping all day about that fucking show.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, I'm gonna fucking die. But I didn't. I sweat through my good shirt, and then I dunked my head in the fucking where we had all our beer.
Yeah.
We got Corona every night.
In Australia.
Yeah.
They didn't go with like.
They don't have Coors Light.
Well, don't they have their own? Like, what is the Australian for beer? Foster's?
Yeah,
They didn't just
Foster's,
like push
Chewy's.
Foster's on you like nonstop?
From my limited understanding, nobody drinks that shit.
Right, yeah. It's nobody in Australia drinks Foster's. That's
I think we drink it over here way more than they drink it there.
Yes, yeah. That is true.
But,
I know that to be true.
Yeah, so we ran into some trouble with the beer stuff because we like to drink light beer so that you can have a bunch and go on stage and like not be super bloated. But light beer over there is like
full beer here.
No, it's like Mormon beer.
Oh, it's like real light beer.
Super low percentage beer. It's like no,
3-4 beer.
I'm still looking to get kind of fucking drunk here. I just don't want to feel all bloated. So we ran into some language barriers. But no, everyone was very kind about that shit. Sydney show was awesome. It was way too hot and was fucking terrible, but it was a good time. Someone took a picture of me after the show. I'll send it to you right now because it's really, really unfortunate. And you can maybe put it up on the screen.
Sure.
I've lost it. So yeah, don't. Oh no, there it is. Here, I'll just shoot it right over to you, and you can just tell everybody what you think. It's a live photo, so you can.
Oh, it moves a little.
Yeah, it moves a bit. Let's
see.
So it should be coming your way. See your live reaction.
Oh, it's spinning. I'm getting a thing that says you're getting a photo. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty hot. But we called Michael after the first show to let him know that everything was good. And HK was absolutely killing it. He was absolutely
So was that more of like a rub it in for Michael, or like did he want you to like let him know how it was going?
Yeah, him and H are like really, really good friends. I mean, obviously,
right,
pretty good friends with us as well.
Right.
But no, it was like just a sort of call and check up after the first show, see how it went, and it was wonderful. It was a nice thing to speak to Michael.
Yeah, for sure. I want to get him on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he'll do it, and he'll have really nice camera gear. So a video showed up of me after that fucking show.
Yeah.
Reading the lyrics to Skies.
Yeah.
I've had a really hard time for a long time remembering the lyrics to Skies, particularly the second verse. Is it completely void, or is the truth in shade?
Yeah.
And that was the only show where I had to read it, but I've been reading it for live for as long as I can remember.
Well, yeah.
Like I write it down before every show on the back of my set list, and because I don't wear my glasses on stage, I have to kind of go, like, take the set list and I go. It's just like I get super anxious about it, but I do that, and someone finally fucking caught me. I saw a guy laughing at me, going, "Fuck you!" But I'm an artist.
So what you need to get is like one of those cool little teleprompter-y things that the guys use now. And you just put the lyrics up on there all the time.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna equate this to H. It's not actually H that had anything to do with it, but that was the only show of the tour that I had any trouble. I missed the opportunity to do it the next night in Newcastle because there just wasn't any time to write out a
Right.
set list or anything like that. And I went on stage and just fucking
Nailed it.
nailed it, and then I nailed it from that point on. And for whatever reason in my head, I'm attributing it to the fact that H hits the snare harder than Mike did. And that's not a knock on Mike in any way. In fact, it's just what it is pure baloney because there's no way that that would make me remember the words better. But for some reason in my head, that's what I tell myself, and it makes me fucking remember it. And it's just a neurotic little bullshit
No,
thing.
but you need it, right? Because like it's like a professional athlete who gets the yips,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
then you need that one thing that
Yep.
takes your
Yeah, like
brain slightly off of where you need it, where it wants to be so that it can function properly.
yeah,
There
and
you go.
that's exactly what it is. For the past few years, I kept telling myself that I couldn't remember that
Yep.
part, and because I was telling myself that, I fucking couldn't do
Yeah.
it. And
Well,
then I'd get
but the
completely
best part
lost.
is now you can blame Mike
Yeah,
for all of those years of that.
that's right.
It was just
It was
if he had
always
just
Mike's
hit the
fault.
snare harder,
If he just hit it a little fucking hard, like, is that so hard, Michael?
because he for somebody who exercises as much as he does, uh, doesn't hit the snare very hard.
He doesn't hit it very hard. Well,
Not
I
very
don't
hard at all.
honestly, I don't know what hard. Like, I know that H hits it harder just because I fucking stand in front. I don't know whether that's a great thing or a bad thing. I know that Anoop Sastry hits the snare very fucking hard.
Oh,
We played in. You know
my
who he?
no, I don't know who he is.
Oh, you'd like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a show in Switzerland, and they have like a hard decibel limit there.
Oh yeah.
And it's like 100 and I want to say it's 112 or 114 dB, which is not like that's loud,
But
but
it's not
like
that loud.
that's not as loud as
No.
a fucking show goes. And they walk around the whole time with these like meters,
Yep.
and they're going, turn it down, turn it down. Like it's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Come on, that's
The
so rock and roll though.
the show is so fucking quiet and so fucking lame. Like, I feel so bad for people that have witnessed rock shows in that country. It's like you're getting nothing. But anyway, Anoop was on stage. He was drumming for intervals at the time, and he was just like checking his snare, and they hadn't even fucking mic'd it yet, and it was above the dB limit, and the guy was going, is there any way you can hit that quieter? And he was like, fucking no.
No.
Fuck you.
No, I mean, of all the drummers I've been around, like I feel like Mike probably just I mean, he plays the softest of anybody I've ever been around. Like
Oh, really?
it feels like he's maybe just playing with his fingertips a little. Just
Oh, yeah, the truth is he's not drumming. He's doing mini decks,
yeah.
the little
Yep.
skateboards, and he's playing them to the beat on
He's
the drums.
tech decking right on the
Tech
drums.
decking, that's
Yep.
right. Thank you so much. I misspoke.
No,
Yeah, he's tech.
When we were in Edmonton, it was at rehearsal. It was all I could hear was Mike,
Yeah.
and for the first I don't know 5 minutes that I was there, like I had that involuntary flinch you get with
Oh,
like a loud noise, and it took me like
yeah.
a long time to like stop doing that, like to get used to it because he hits the drums plenty loud.
He hits them plenty hard,
Yeah,
you're right, yeah.
yeah.
So, like, Mike was really good about it, like, while you're in, like, a quiet venue, just go, "Hey, everybody got their ears in, I'm gonna start hitting the snare." But, like, there are drummers that we have toured with that just, like, will no warning fucking just all of a sudden go, and just go like, it scares the
And then
shit
your
out of
heart
you every
explodes out of
time.
your chest.
Yeah, and you just wanna
You're like,
turn around and just be like, "Fuck you." Like, just, like, shout out, be like, "Hey, dudes, I'm gonna fucking smash this loud thing."
So Sydney good, hot.
Sydney good. Yeah, hot.
Sydney good, hot.
Then we played Newcastle, and Newcastle was great. They had Canadian Club on tap, which is fucked. Like we don't have that here. Like Canadian Club is kind of like teenagers drink it to fucking murder each other.
Yeah.
But so we were there, and that was a great. I'm definitely conflating the Canberra and Newcastle shows, but whatever, who gives a shit. I met a guy in Newcastle named Amos. Very cool, very nice. It was funny. We were sitting outside, sort of having a beer, and was talking to some of the guys for I Built the Sky and their crew. Lovely fellas named Chris and Josh, and they were like, "Oh, have you guys ever played here before?" I was like, "No, man, this is our first time." And then this Amos guy came out, and he was like, "Hey, I saw you guys here in 2017." And I was like, "Oh shit." I got no fucking memory for
That's
that kind
great.
of stuff.
That's perfect though. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't possibly remember every show you've played in every town you've been in. Like that's too much.
But I don't remember that one now because Amos and his friends came out, this guy and his brother, and they were like, "You guys want drinks?" And we were like, "Fuck yeah!" He's like, "All right, 20 beers." And he went inside and he bought 20 beers. And they came out and we're just like, "Oh, that's too many. There's only like fucking 6 people. We can't drink 20 beers." And so we just hung out with those guys for 20 beers or so. 20 beers.
So, did you guys go all the way out to like the western part of the country? Like what city is that?
Like Perth?
Yeah. Did you go all the way out to Perth for a show?
Yeah.
Did you have to fly?
Yeah, we flew for the last 5 days of the tour, we flew every day.
Seriously?
Yeah, we were gone 16 days and we flew 12 times.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm so fucked up. This is honestly, I'm grateful to you for having me up here because
I'm forcing you to stay awake.
Yeah, you're definitely forcing me to stay awake. Like I was watching the Super Bowl last night, which is like means nothing to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like sitting on a couch somewhere going and then I got home during halftime and went right to fucking sleep. And then I was up at 3 a.m. making coffee and working on my Volition book.
Did they? So you went. I'm trying to remember the shows. So you had.
Let me see if I can name them off the top of my head.
Okay.
Okay, so
because I'm looking at a map.
It went Sydney, Newcastle, Canberra. Sorry,
Yeah.
I want to call it Canberra. Vodka
Hanna-Barbera.
Okay. Then I feel like it went Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth.
Okay.
Those are the shows. Those are the shows for sure.
Okay. So you like flew to Brisbane.
Yeah, I think.
And then flew from Brisbane to Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
And then flew from Melbourne to Adelaide.
Now, here's the thing. You are mispronouncing Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Like
the Melbourne
it's the stupidest
identity.
Thing. Well, I made a joke about that on stage because they pronounce it Melbourne. Right? So the joke was the other day I was watching Jason Bin and boy, was it good. But yeah, they pronounce it differently and it feels like you're trying to approximate their accent when you say it, but it's the actual pronunciation of the fucking city name for whatever reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's stupid. It's stupid and they're fucking wrong. Like, just spell it different if you're going to say it different, okay? It's called phonetics. Everybody fucking knows. You spell things how you fucking say them. So Melbourne was a wonderful show.
That trip from Adelaide to Perth, that's not a short flight.
No, that was one of the longer ones, yeah.
Because I don't know if people really know, but like Australia is roughly the size of the continental United States.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's gigantic. So like traveling from Brisbane to Perth is roughly like traveling from New York to LA.
Yeah, I think the flight was like 4 hours. Like I think from New York to LA, you're looking at more like 6. But
Yeah, but it's like
it's for
it's a
sure a longer
long
flight
flight. It's a big
within
country.
like the same continent. That's a long
Yeah,
flight, right?
and then also there's like 3 time zones.
Yeah,
So
and honestly, there's like different fucking climates. It's like Sydney was fucking oppressive heat, and then when we got to uh, Adelaide, it was kind of cold. Like genuinely, like I know, like I am Canadian. I live in the cold.
yeah,
It was kind of cold. You know what I mean? Like I'm familiar with the cold. It was cold.
I know, and it's so close to Antarctica. You're
Mm,
so close to there. So much closer
yeah.
to Antarctica than, let's say, if you were in Toronto.
Is
Toronto is not
Antarctica the
close to
one on the
Antarctica.
top?
The bottom.
Is Antarctica the top or the bottom?
The bottom.
The pitcher or the catcher?
It's the bottom.
Ah,
And
okay.
Australia is
Power
much
bottom
closer
though.
to the bottom of the planet than Toronto is.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's nicer there though.
is it?
It's nicer. Yeah, I mean,
Australia
the
is
major
nicer
cities
than
are. I
I don't
think so.
know. I don't
The major
know.
cities are fucking major cities. They're all the same. Like
Yeah.
they're all the fucking same. It's just a bunch of people squished in there together like rats, and then it's like you're just trying your best not to get stabbed. You know?
How were they? Were they nice people?
Yeah, yeah.
They were.
I think so
Were they nice
for the
to
most
you
part.
guys? Like they were nice to you guys?
Oh yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
weren't
yeah.
mean to
You
you?
know, you get a couple chuckleheads here and there that like think
Oh,
they're fucking funny, but that's fucking everywhere, right?
yeah.
Now we did have an Uber driver in Perth that was like super racist,
Oh,
but he was from the UK.
oh.
It was weird how he like shoehorned his fucking
Right
prejudice
into
into.
driving you around.
It
Like,
was a half an hour drive too. It was not sick. Like he was like, "Oh, you guys are from Canada. You know about like indigenous relation issues." And going, "Yeah." And he was like, "Yeah, they were here for like forever, and all they came up with was a didgeridoo and a fucking boomerang."
oh, come
Like,
on.
oh, dude, are you fucked? Like, first of all, a boomerang is incredible science. Don't fucking downplay it. And
God.
second of all, they fucking taught you stupid motherfuckers how to live on this continent.
Like
Chill.
that I feel like the being an Uber driver is now like the perfect it's like the desired profession for racists and conspiracy theorists and everything because you have a fucking uh, a captive audience for your bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get these people in the car and they can't leave. I'm driving them and I get to say whatever the fuck I want. And so
Yeah,
they can
well,
just spout
we
off all
just
their
went
fucking crazy shit.
as few stars as
Yeah.
possible, no tip.
0
Racist.
stars.
Fuck you. Like at one point, like he there was this older indigenous woman on the sidewalk and he went, there's Pocahontas 50 years on. And like he was met with silence from us. She's like, oh, yikes, dude. Like they was like such a bad reaction. And HK was really good at like combating this guy's fucking nonsense. Like the rest of us were just kind of like sitting there horrified.
Right? Just like
And HK
trying to
was like,
hold
nah,
yourself
dude,
and
it
like,
ain't like that. And at
oh,
one point, like, we were trying to not talk to this guy, so I was just talking dick and fart jokes and this, that, and the other thing, saying, "Oh, you know, I got to go down to the beach, put my bathing suit on in front of a bunch of people, get my little fucking dinky and butthole out." And he looks back and he's like, "Oh, a regular diplomat, this one." And I'm like, you know what? I think a fucking in a diplomatic situation, a little dinky or a fucking bumhole joke would be more acceptable than racism. Like,
wow.
you're fucking one to talk, you stupid fucking cock.
Oh,
He
that's
was the
rough.
worst.
That's rough.
Yeah, he was the worst.
That's a really uncomfortable situation to be put in as well.
Yeah. Ben was reading a tourism blog before we went. And it said,
of course, he had to prepare himself. He knew.
It said people in Australia were super racist and that not to bring up immigration in any conversation.
Ben's in the
Holy
Uber and
fuck.
he's like, I saw this coming. I knew this
Yeah,
was
I
going to
knew it.
happen. I knew it. I told you guys. Told you guys.
My travel blog. It was right.
I feel like that's perfect Ben. Like
Yeah.
Ben super prepares. And he would have done that. He also probably checked like the CIA fact book about Australia and like made sure he had all his shots. And yeah.
Maybe. We're going to have him on. He's our next guest in my mind.
Okay.
He's got to be.
All right.
I was trying to figure out a way to do it over there. No good way. No good way. But I'd like to have him. I'd like to have Hank. Obviously, Tim.
Yeah.
Michael.
Yeah.
Luke would never do it, but he'd be good.
I feel like we should hire an actor to be Luke and come on the podcast as Luke.
That's a good idea.
And then interview just a complete strange person who doesn't know Luke whatsoever except what he can find on the internet. And then
some guy that looks just like him, like Dave Navarro. That'd be easy. That'd be easy to get. It'd be easier to get Dave Navarro than Truk. And just like never let on that we know he's Dave Navarro.
I love that you think Dave Navarro and Luke look exactly alike.
They do look exactly alike. They're lookalikes. Truk doesn't look like Dave Navarro. Dave Navarro looks like Truk.
Truk has, I believe, been around forever.
Yeah. He's older than time itself.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, when you finished performing all of your musical stuff in Australia and it was time to come home.
Yes.
Were you sad?
Yeah, a little bit. Made a lot of cool friends that I liked a lot. And it's a weird thing, like you get used to like a couple weeks, you wake up and like your friends are there every day, like both new and old. Like wake up fucking beside H every day and be like, yeah, let's go get some fucking coffee and like get a weird little thing. And then all of a sudden you wake up the next day that you're at home and you're like, they're gone. Where'd they go? Some of them I'll never see again. Like ever.
Yeah.
And that's fucking a huge bummer. But conversely, I get to see my wife and child.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
When you guys left, like you knew you had like a nice like 400-hour flight back ahead of you.
Yeah.
Right? And Plini and all they probably just went home.
Well, they went to New Zealand and they just had nice times on beaches and probably drank some fancy milk.
Okay.
That's New Zealand's known for
fancy milk.
Fancy milk and sheep, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Fancy sheep milk, is it?
Sheep milk?
Do sheep make milk?
I'm sure they do. They make goat cheese.
Well, that's goats.
Sheep and goats are the same thing.
Are sheep and goats the same?
Basically. They found like a sheep that had been lost in the woods for 5 years.
Yeah.
And he had like hundreds of pounds of wool on him and they had to cut it all off.
Is that true?
He survived. Yeah. He was very happy to get it all cut off.
What?
It looked very gross.
Why would he not survive?
Well, I don't know, because he would get weighed down by all that stuff.
Oh no, all this
caught by a predator.
All this fur on me is so heavy.
And then he get caught by a predator because he can't run anymore.
Yeah, but fuck you, sheep. You know what I mean?
So I've one more
Not
question.
you.
I
Yeah,
have
okay.
one more question. Did I assume your first layover was in LA on the way back?
No, it was in Sydney. We flew Perth to Sydney to LA to Toronto
When you
and
got
then
to LA,
yeah.
did Hank like give you guys double middle fingers and like, haha, I'm done. You guys have to keep flying. Neener, neener, neener.
He wishes. Hank went, "Oh, I think I need to take a COVID test."
Oh no, he
And
did
then
get
he
sick.
got COVID.
He did get
But no,
sick.
first, like right out the gates, we got into LA at like 6:30 or so in the morning, and Hank's boss texted him and was like, "Hey, so you think you'll make it into work this morning?" They're a travel agency. They should fucking know better. This guy
Right?
was just in the air for 2 days. No, he's not coming to work. He's not coming to work for like a fucking week.
Yeah.
You idiot. Now, granted, he did tell them and they were like super cool about it. But
I talked to him on Saturday
audacious.
and he was still not feeling great.
Yeah, because he went into work the day after, right? And he was sitting there and he's like, I feel bad. And he had COVID. But
Yeah.
he sat because he was going to LA and we were mostly going to Toronto. His tickets were booked differently and he didn't sit anywhere near us. So he sat in some like weird like COVID part of the plane where someone just fucking sprayed COVID all over him. Yeah, and we sat in the back just watching movies, sitting all together, having a great time
He
and
was
not getting COVID.
he was sitting there looking over the back of his seat at you guys in the back, all sad. There's a big frowny face going,
Yeah.
I wish I could sit back there with my friends.
Yeah, we were in economy plus and he was just in economy and that's where they keep the COVID.
Yeah.
You know, we weren't in economy plus. I'd like to state for the record that we were in the worst seats.
What is it now? What is like the worst? It used to be just coach.
Yeah. And they call it economy now, but
Mm.
I mean, I think they've called it economy for
Is
a
it
long time.
steerage? Do they call it steerage now? Like on a
You know
ship?
what? Yeah, they call it like you sleep in the underbelly of
Yeah.
the ship with the crew. Um, and
You
I
can do
met this lovely
traditional
woman.
ethnic dances.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell the plot of the movie Titanic.
Titanic.
At one point, this guy fucking fell off and he hit the propeller. It wasn't funny at the time, but everybody laughed in theaters later and for years to come on VHS. I gotta have a mad piss.
Okay.
Is that
Well,
okay?
no, I mean, we're like an hour in. We can just be done.
Well, no, I got a good idea.
Okay.
I don't got a good idea,
We'll
but
take a piss and then we'll come back.
I'll be so quick.
Okay. Go clean that bathroom.
Oh my god, my speakers have been on the whole time.
Oh, well, we're fucked.
I hope it didn't pick up too much, you Fritzy.
Oh, it's fine. It'll be fine.
One time, Mo said to me, he was like, "I don't wash my hands after I piss." And I was like, "Ew." And he was like, "Nah, man, my hands are way dirtier than my penis." He's like, "If anything, I should wash my penis after I've touched it with my hands." And that is probably true in almost everyone's case.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
probably 100%. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So before we wrap up here,
Okay.
I saw a thread on Reddit.
Okay.
And basically what you do is you take any movie title,
Okay.
and at the end of it, you add out of my ass. So think of any movie you can think of.
Okay. Should I
Now,
just
this isn't a card trick. You can say
hit? I got it. Now you have to think of what the movie I was thinking.
it's Titanic.
No. Out of your
Oh,
ass?
yeah.
Ooh. I had one of
What
those.
about?
I had one of those yesterday.
So let's just go back and forth and see if we can't
History of the World Part 1. Out of my
out of
ass.
Avatar, Ways of the Water, out of my
The water. Okay. We were just talking about this movie. Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, out of my ass.
Enter the Fist out of my ass. The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh,
Out of my
that is a good one. Oh boy.
Sorry.
Okay. See, now I want to be clever, but all I can think of
don't
is
be clever,
Johnny
just say-
Dangerously.
What is Johnny
Dangerously, out of my ass. It's a
I
Michael
really
Keaton.
like
It's a Michael Keaton movie.
Oh, I like Michael Keaton, whose real name is. Come on.
It's Michael Douglas.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I want to say Waterworld, out of my ass.
Oh. Were you using the bidet earlier? You've got a lot of water coming out of your ass. The Shape of Water, out of my ass.
It would be just a stream, I imagine.
Yeah.
Let's think about Smurfs, out of my ass.
Oh no. Blue dudes.
That's a good movie, right?
Yeah. In honor of Australia. Hang on. I gotta get it. It's what the fuck is that movie called? Oh no, I'm blanking on it. Okay, we'll do Crocodile Dundee 2.
Does it have
my ass?
Does it have like a
What is the the colon?
like Lost in New York or something like that?
Was it Lost in New York?
I don't know.
Is that Home Alone 2?
That's Home Alone 2, out of my ass. Lost in New York, out of my ass.
Dundee 2. No, it just says Crocodile Dundee 2.
What about Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, out of my ass?
Secret of the Ooze. I don't want to know about your oozy butthole.
I know you don't, but you must. You simply must.
Oh my god.
What about Grease?
No. All of these things sound terrible.
That's the point.
But it's like, doesn't it make you want to like go sit on the toilet and use your bidet just to make sure that none of these things are happening to you?
Of course.
I'm always afraid. I'm always afraid that there's something horrible going on with my butt.
Travel is a nightmare.
I bet. Did you bring a travel bidet?
No, I just suffered. Suffered.
Do you get like the wet wipes at least?
No.
Oh god, you're just in there with your bare hand.
I'm just I try and shower a lot.
Yeah. God. It's awful.
What other movies are there?
What I'm trying to think of that the movie.
It's an Australian movie. Is it Mad Max?
No.
Fury Road, out of my
Thunderdome, out of my ass.
Oh yeah, that is.
I'm gonna get it.
Is it Escape from Witch Mountain?
No, it's young Einstein, out of my ass, featuring Yahoo Serious.
Yahoo Serious.
Yahoo Serious is the star of Young Einstein, the Australian actor. Yahoo Serious, out of my ass. On December 16th of 2022, Yahoo Serious was spotted bathing at a Sydney beach.
So what?
I think he was bathing himself.
Oh, he was masturbating?
Yeah.
Was he?
I think it's one of those things that's like
soaking.
He was like washing himself because at the beach because you can't have a place to wash yourself inside.
Oh.
Like he's fallen from
He's
fallen on hard times.
Mm.
Yeah. Yep.
He slept a summer by my side.
Yahoo Serious slept a summer by your side.
He
It
filled my
was like
days with endless
1988.
wonder. Yahoo Serious is a fucking badass name, man.
Oh, have you seen him? What he looks like? You should look him up.
No,
Look him up.
you Google it.
He's a very interesting fellow.
Oh, he looks like a guy whose name would be Yahoo Serious.
Yeah.
I fucking love him, dude.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like the next big thing, and then he did not.
He did not.
Nope.
What about There Will Be Blood?
Oh no, don't you do it. You know that I have very strong emotional feelings about blood from that part of the body. You have reassured me, blood from your ass is
it's not that serious.
Not serious. Blood from
it's
your
not
wiener
that Yahoo serious.
is death.
Yeah. Blood from your butt is not that Yahoo serious. Okay. It can be, but don't assume you're dying just because you're bleeding from your bumhole.
No, I don't know if I can take that.
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
From your ass?
Oh,
don't eat butt grapes. Where are you finding all of these good examples?
No, I am looking.
You're on Reddit
these ones now. Yeah.
Oh well, maybe I should do IMDb top 500 films.
Driving Miss Daisy out my ass.
Yeah, there you go.
The Great Escape, of course.
Oh,
The Sound of Music.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Out of My Ass.
Wow. That's in the top 50.
I don't know.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Is it?
Gone with the Wind.
Ooh, that's a joke about toots.
Yeah, that's for sure. Free Willy Out of My Ass is hilarious. Because, you've got a fucking orca that is just imprisoned within
your bum. 12 Angry Men. Out of my ass.
Monkeys? There's a movie called 12 Monkeys, isn't there?
12 Monkeys Out of My Ass.
Isn't that Bruce Willis?
Yes, that's a good movie.
They
actually made a TV show out of it too.
Oh, isn't that the worst when they make a TV show out of movies?
Yep. It's always the worst. Let's see, what else we got?
Let's think of one more good one. Lethal Weapon Out of My Ass.
I'm going to get
one.
What
about that movie Sideways?
Oh, about the wine?
Yeah. I like that movie.
Sideways Out of Your Ass?
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Hedwig and the Angry Inch?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Seems like that is something that would be in my ass.
The good, the bad, and the ugly out of my ass.
Think I'd like to take a gander at that. What about just the Gallup Meets the Earth DVD that we went gold for? That's a movie, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it now? Is it not?
It's a movie.
Technically a movie.
It is a movie. It's a concert film, right?
It's a concert film, yeah.
Is that on IMDb's top 250?
I wish. I would like to be on IMDb just for no reason.
You're not? Do you know that you're not? Do you know for a fact that you're not on IMDb?
I don't know for a fact, but I assume pretty surely. Pretty assured. Mm-hmm.
What if you were?
What if I was? And I just had a fever dream and I was in a movie. And Pee-wee's Big Top out of my ass.
Let's see. You are on IMDb.
No.
Yep.
Shut up.
You are. Known for the soundtrack for NHL 09, NHL 2007, NHL 2K9, and
it's Protest the Hero?
Protest the Hero, Kazaya X Live.
Weird.
But it's you. It's
me.
your name. It says Rhodey Walker soundtrack.
Wow. That's kind of neat.
You have an IMDb.
I started this by being like, I wish I was on IMDb.
And now you are.
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Well, I got my wish. I should have wished for something better. Seems like I kind of wasted that one.
A little too low.
Yeah, I could have wished for a fucking bazooka or something. That would have been cool.
You should have wished for one of those pools, the endless pools where you can swim laps but not move anywhere.
Yeah.
Should have wished for one of those.
Oh no, that's a different thing that I'm thinking of. Infinity pools, like one where it looks like it falls off a cliff, but it doesn't. It's just magic.
Yeah,
it's just David Blaine or something.
Yep,
Chris Angel probably.
Yeah, you should have wished for an endless pool or one of those green egg smoker things to make like ribs and stuff, brisket.
I would ask for, I would wish if I had a genie. Fuck, we're way off track. I would wish for an end to this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe on all your subscribers. We'll see you next fucking week. We're going to be in person with one another.
I'm going to be in that room, I think.
Fuck. You're going to be in this room, probably really over here. Oh, it's going to be fucking cool, man.
Yeah. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.